Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Since you're visiting our site right now, you probably know firsthand the reality of working with your hands. It's hard work, it's fast-paced, and honestly, it requires your absolute full attention. Every single day, thousands of contractors, handymen, cleaners, and field service workers lose critical, money-making job details. Why? Simply because they have absolutely no good way to capture those details in the moment. When you're in the zone, stop in to play secretary just isn't an option. So today we're going to look at the tool we designed specifically for this exact reality. Okay, I want you to picture this because, let's be real, we've all been there. You're 15 feet up on a ladder, precariously balancing while trying to measure a set of second-story windows. Or maybe your hands are just completely covered in drywall compound, right? And at that exact moment, the client walks onto the job site and just starts rattling off 3 different changes they want to make to the project, way faster than you could ever possibly write them down. You can't just drop your tools, you can't just wash your hands instantly, so what do? Well, you try to remember it, and we all know exactly how that usually ends up. Okay, let's dive into this chaos of field notes as we know it today. Right now, most field workers are forced to operate using a system I honestly like to call desperation. You grab the back of a crumpled lumber receipt from your dashboard and just scribble on it with a blunt pencil. Or you pull out your phone with dirty fingers and try to shoot a disjointed text message to yourself, basically just hoping your future self can somehow decode it. Or worst of all, you make a mental note. You tell yourself, I'll definitely remember that cabinet dimension tomorrow. But by tomorrow, after 3 other jobs and 50 other problems, that mental note is completely gone. It really doesn't have to be this way anymore.
All right, Section 1. Meet Job Voice Note, your AI assistant on the job site.
Because you don't have time for desk work, this mobile-first solution builds into your workflow effortlessly. You aren't sitting at a keyboard, you're moving, you're mid-task, and your hands are dirty. So it's unbelievably simple. 1. Tap to start. Just a single tap. 2. Talk naturally about what you're doing. And 3. Tap to stop. That is literally it. You don't even have to type a title. If you skip it, the app automatically generates one based on what you said. And here's the absolute best part. The moment you hit the back button, your note saves automatically. There's zero anxiety about whether or not you remembered to hit save. You just tap, talk, tap, and get right back to work.
Moving on to Section 2. How Ari structures chaos, from rambling to organized. And this brilliantly illustrates the real magic of this tool. Meet Ari, our AI assistant inside Job Voice Note. A normal voice recorder just gives you this massive, useless wall of text. Like, say you're walking the site, totally out of breath, and you say, gonna need about 12 feet of 3/4 copper, 2 90-degree elbows, and tell Mike the shutoff valve under the sink is seized. To a normal app, that's just a rambling paragraph you've got to decipher later. But Ari instantly transforms that stream of consciousness audio into a perfectly organized summary. It pulls out the copper and elbows and drops them under materials needed. It logs the 12 feet under measurements, and it creates an action item to tell Mike about the seized valve. It's a total aha moment. Ari actually understands the unique context of fieldwork and pulls structure directly out of your chaos. Ari doesn't just listen to your words, it genuinely understands what those words mean for your business. Materials needed? Logged. Measurements taken? Saved accurately. Client requests and scope changes? Documented right there so you never have a dispute later on. Issues discovered behind a wall? Noted. Cost to bill? Captured so you don't lose money. Next steps? Organized so your crew knows exactly what to do tomorrow. You literally just talk, and Ari organizes your entire job site reality into actionable, findable data. But job sites aren't static, right? You don't just stand in one place. Well, Job Voice Note allows you to record multiple clips in a single session. You can walk through a house, record a clip in the kitchen, stop, walk to the bathroom, record another clip, and Ari seamlessly combines everything into one organized master note when you're done. And here's a feature I absolutely love. It speaks your language. Whether you speak English, Spanish, or a rapid-fire mix of Spanglish on the site, Ari completely understands and organizes it perfectly. Let's look at Section 3, your privacy, and 2 modes, fast versus private. Whenever we talk about AI and recording audio, the immediate question is always, who's listening and where is this data going? Because every job is different, you have 2 distinct transcription modes, giving you total control. In fast mode, you get real-time, instant transcription powered by your browser's Google Speech Recognition. It's completely free with absolutely no limits. But if you're working on something highly sensitive, you simply switch to private mode.
This sends your audio through Amazon's secure infrastructure. Now, it takes a moment longer, but your data stays entirely on the app's infrastructure and never passes through a third party. The choice of speed versus strict privacy is completely in your hands. So, once you've recorded your notes and Aria has worked its magic, where does it all actually go? Well, it lives right here in your own personal, highly secure dashboard. Every single note is automatically titled, perfectly dated, and completely searchable. Remember the days of digging through endless text messages, or scrolling through your camera roll for photos of scribbled notes, or just staring blankly at a wall trying to recall a detail from memory? Yeah, those days are over. Need to find what that client on Oak Street requested last Tuesday? You just search it, and boom, it's there. Need to remember the cabinet dimensions from 3 jobs ago? It's right there. Section 4, Built by AI Bridge Foundation, the nonprofit difference. Now you are probably asking yourself the totally logical question. Okay, this all sounds amazing, but what's the catch? How much is this going to cost me? So the crucial point is, because Job Voice Note is built by us at the AI Bridge Foundation, a nonprofit organization, it is completely free. And I don't mean a restricted 7-day trial. I don't mean a watered-down free version where all the good features are locked behind some premium tier. There is literally no credit card required ever. And just as importantly, your privacy is protected. Nobody else can see your notes, we do not monetize your data, we don't sell your recordings, and we absolutely do not train AI models on your private business notes. Our mission here at the AI Bridge Foundation is simple, and it's right here. Building tools for working people who benefit most from AI but are least likely to have access to it. Just think about it for a second. Enterprise companies have massive budgets for custom software and fancy AI integrations. But you, the solo contractor, the small business owner running a crew out of your truck, you are the people who actually deserve better tools to reclaim your time. You shouldn't need an enterprise software budget to get them. That is exactly why we built Job Voice Note and why we're providing it directly to you right here on this website. So I'll leave you with this one thought. Are you ready to finally trade those frantic, back-of-the-receipt scribbles and those easily forgotten mental notes for a perfect, organized memory? Job Voice Note exists for exactly that moment when you can't write it down fast enough. You don't have to change how you work. You just have to change how you capture it. Tap the button, talk about your job, and you're done. Ari handles the whole shebang. Thanks so much for watching this explainer, and I highly encourage you to click the button right here on this page to try it out on your very next job site.